Everybody give a big hand for Colin. All right, so when I was a senior in high school, second semester, I spent 3 months teaching in Costa Rica. So that might bring up some questions as far as like, why would a senior choose to spend his second semester this way? And it actually dates back when I was 14, and I actually lost my brother to suicide. And that kind of led me to think that I need to get out of this place, because he was about a semester before he was to graduate, and he took his life. So I figured there's no reason that I should be sticking around here. If my brother had to get out of here, couldn't even make it, then I know I have to get out. So I just started doing some research, and I came up with this company, Global Roots, and I was going to go teach English in Costa Rica for 3 months. Except up to this point, I pretty much treated all my Spanish classes like nap class. And when I was 18, I was a shithead. So I totally was just asleep in class, and teachers knew it, and it was whatever, I don't know. I made it out there. Point was, don't know how to speak Spanish, and I'm going to go teach English in Costa Rica. So again, 18, shithead, no idea what I'm doing here. And I get there and meet your host family, and these people were old. They were I think they're older than my grandparents at the time. So not only could I barely speak English, but they had this dialect of these really it's hard enough to understand old people as it is. And these people were just and it was this crazy old Spanish. So I was couldn't speak to these people at all. And so I would love for the story to end with this triumph of me being able to bridge the gap and speak to these people, but I never was able to speak to them the entire time I lived there. I learned how to speak. I could talk to cab drivers. I could talk to teachers. At the end, last day, my teacher was "Oh, you learned so much Spanish," and I was teach them. I turn to my host family and be and so, the thing was, how I coped with this not being able to communicate with, at first, the whole community, and then something my family was, their names were Victor, who was the father, the patriarch, and Amable, which in Spanish means friendly, and Collin was the daughter. And they had this sweet hammock in this little sheltered area that I would go to, and I had a couple of Kerouac books, and I would just sit in this hammock for hours at a time. I know Kerouac. I was 18. So in a beautiful scene in Costa Rica where I would, sit there and listen to thunder, read my Kerouac in the hammock. And I did this for 2.5 months straight. And I'm sure these people at this point, Victor was just grousing the whole time. He's oh, this guy is here and doesn't speak to us. And Amable, her name means friendship in Spanish. So she was, of course, very amiable and great to me the whole time. But I found a way to kind of get through this crazy experience where I put myself in this terrible situation where I couldn't speak the languages of people. And I wouldn't, it's not this triumphant story of oh, Colin's awesome and rises above the expectations that were set for him. It was more of Colin learned how to survive and deal with a really hard situation that he put himself in because he was dumb. So, I learned a lot about myself during those 3 months, and I think I had at least a good rapport with these people, and we communicated through sign language, and I haven't spoken to them, or obviously haven't spoken to them since, but I'm sure that they're either doing well or dead. So I just want to say that it was an awesome time in Costa Rica, beautiful 3 months, and if you ever have the chance, you should go there and enjoy it. So that's all.